Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. And this video is going to be about uh, do Dominicans hate their black heritage? Do they hate to call themselves black even though they got black DNA in them? Well, I want to break down a few things that a lot of people don't really pay attention to. First of all, um, I want to say that a lot of these radical Dominicans, they don't understand that the term Dominican Republic or Dominican is only a nationality. It's not a race. So, with that being said, any race of people can be a Dominican. What do I mean by that? I mean, you could be a so-called white person and be a native born citizen in Dominican Republic and be called Dominican. So which therefore makes him or her a white Dominican. There are black Dominicans. There are Asian Dominicans. There are there can be Aztec or Taino Dominicans. Whatever. Dominican is only a nationality. It's not a race. Some people who claim to be Dominican also use the term Dominican American, which makes no sense at all. How can you be of two nationalities at once? That makes no sense. That would mean that you are born from two different places at the same time, which is impossible. So a lot of these radical Dominicans, they like to separate themselves from other people by claiming that they're mixed. Okay, so what? So what if you're mixed? Okay, I mean, hell, I'm so-called mixed. Okay, I got black and Native American DNA in me. Okay, and almost the whole world is mixed. Okay, so what are you really saying when you say that you are mixed? Okay, so I mean, a lot of other people are so-called mixed. So what are you saying? That's the stupidest thing you could say. They think these radical Dominicans, they think that they are a special breed just because they claim to be mixed. Okay, so what? Okay, we have Mariah Carey. She has a black father and a white mother, and she's considered as mixed. But she's still black. She's still considered as black. She's no different from the people of Dominican Republic. Want to know why? Because, well, she has multiple races in her family, just like Dominicans. The only difference is that they're born from two different lands, two different places. That's the only difference. They have two different nationalities. That's the only thing that makes them different. Other than that, I mean, race wise, there's not much of a difference, really. I mean, a good percentage of Dominicans are pretty much black anyway. Dominicans are nothing but a mixture of mainly of Taino, black, and Spaniard DNA. So, I mean, the fact that, but I'm thinking, like maybe like Dominicans, they separate themselves from blacks just like how we have dumb blacks who separate themselves from their own people just because what they're from a certain city. They say, "Oh, I'm from Chi Town. You can't mess with Chi Town." Yeah, 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 like an idiot. And then you have some other black folks claiming to be from Memphis, Tennessee. They be saying, "Yeah, I'm from Memphis. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can't mess with us." And black folks, they fight amongst their own people just because they're from a different state. You know, that's it's pretty dumb. The whole concept is dumb as hell. Just like how we have Dominicans that want to separate themselves from black people just because they're born from an island. It's really sad, really stupid, but it is what it is. Um, these so-called Dominicans. You know, Another thing. I don't know if I said this already, but just because you're a Dominican, doesn't mean that you are all the same people. Like I said before, there are black Dominicans, there are white Dominicans, and there are Taino Dominicans. There can be other races that can be Dominican. So not all Dominicans are the same people. Just like how you have people who are Hispanic. Okay, Hispanic is a culture. Okay, you have black Hispanics, you have white Hispanics, you have Aztec Hispanics. I mean, you can have Asian Hispanics. It doesn't matter. Any race of people can be of a culture. It's not a race. It's not none of that. Hispanic. So I mean, a lot of black folks they get the word Hispanic misconstrued by saying like, oh, the Hispanic community, they hate black people. Well, they fail to realize that Hispanics are not all the same people. It's mainly the white Spaniard Hispanics that has a problem with black people, of course, because they're Caucasian. Caucasians, they always have rivalry against black people for centuries. It's always been that way. No way around it. And the Hispanic culture was heavily inspired by the Moors. Okay, the Moors, they were the ones that conquered Spain and brought in some of their own culture, food, and traditions into Spain, and they really inspired the Spanish culture then. Without them, I don't think the Spanish culture would even uh, exist or be that um, effective. But anyway, I just want to say, just because you claim to be of a nationality doesn't mean that you are all one people. Okay, because you can have different races born within your nation. Hell, there's black Germans. Okay, German. The term German is a nationality. So any race can be a German. You have black Germans. You can have Asian Germans. Um, you know, Latino Germans. Whatever. So it really wouldn't matter. My wife, she's a Dominican, and she is of Taino descent. You know, She's not like she's not like Negroid or anything. She's like a Taino type of Dominican. She thinks nothing like these other radical Dominicans that try to separate themselves. I be hearing black folks calling themselves African American. All right, first of all, African is only a continental identity. So, it's the same as, identifying yourself under a nationality. So any race of people can be a native born citizen in Africa. All right, there's whites who were native born in Africa. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're the actual people of Africa, but they are African citizens. Just like the people in Middle East, the people in the people in the modern Middle Eastern region, those people over there are mostly mulattoes and descendants of nomads. They're not the actual people of the Middle East. The real people of the Middle East are Asiatic Negroid people. They were black. They're not African, but they're Shemitic people. And they are still over there to this day. You just don't see them that much. But the people over there in the Middle East right now, they are mostly descendants of Turks, Khazarians, and Greeks. They're not the actual Middle Eastern people. But of course, the so-called white man, he wants us to believe that the people over in the Middle East are Caucasoid featured people, which is a big lie to the max. I mean, they're even trying to rewrite Egypt. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into that because it's a waste of time. It's not even worth it. I mean, we all know that Egypt, ancient Egypt, were predominantly black. We all know that, but they're trying to rewrite that. And a lot of Caucasians, they like to say that the Phoenicians are Caucasian. First of all, Phoenicia is a culture, not a race. See, these uneducated dummies don't even know that. So you have, so the Phoenicians are actually predominantly black. I mean, of course, you have some Caucasoid Phoenicians, but they're not the majority. The majority are the black Asiatics. All right, Carthaginians. It's another culture. It's another label to they label them based on their culture, uh, their language. So it's this mainly like around the northern African regions. But we know that the Carthaginians are predominantly black also. It's not a race. I be hearing Caucasians talking about, oh, the Phoenicians are. I mean, uh, they talk about historical figures being like what they say something like this historical figure was 60 something percent Phoenician or Carthaginian. I'm like, what? How can you be 60 something percent of a culture? That makes no sense. But these dummies, they actually think that, Phonesia is a race, which it's not. So, yeah, I mean, I think I said what I had to say. Let me know what y'all think. Um, just letting you know that just because you label yourself as Dominican, Phoenician, Hispanic, German, don't mean that it's a race. Don't mean that you are. Doesn't mean that all of those people of those nationalities are the same people. All right. Y'all forgot that we've been interbreeding, integrating with one another for centuries. So, but if we want to know who the actual people of those lands are, the indigenous people, they are all melanated, black looking individuals. Even in Europe, the so-called white man, he don't have a homeland. He don't have a homeland. He's not even the actual European. He's not even the actual European. So with that, I mean, every race have occupied almost every land except the so-called white race. They're the people that came much later. They're not the real people of those lands. I also love how they be telling people to leave out of America and go back to whatever country you're from. Bitch, you don't even belong in America or even Europe. Who are you to tell people where to go when you're the one that stole the land? These people got nerve. That's why I hate. That's why I have hate and disdain for the Caucasian race. I don't fuck with Caucasians because they are a proud people. I can't wait till America gets destroyed. I can't wait for a World War III to pop off so that his world will be destroyed. And after it's destroyed, another race of people are gonna take over, which is black people, as prophesied in the Bible. It's prophesied that black people are gonna take rulership of the earth once again after the white man loses power. So I'm just waiting for America to be destroyed. Like day by day, America is being destroyed day by day. The economy's crashing. I mean, everything. I mean, the people are divided and everything. I mean, everything is crashing. It's not looking good. Your president Trump, he keeps saying that everything is going good, everything is doing well, when it's really not. Don't worry, you'll see. You're gonna see your America fall apart right before your very eyes. Keep letting your president lie to you. Because when you see something that's contrary to what he says, you're going to look stupid. Believing every word he says. America ain't gonna get better. It's gonna be destroyed, and rightfully so. You devils need to lose your power. You devils need to lose your power, because it's not your position to have authority over anybody. Y'all at one time y'all were below all races of people. You Caucasians, y'all were at one time y'all were at the bottom of society. Y'all used to dwell in the caves. That says a lot about y'all right there. Y'all like to talk about Africans living in mud huts. Well, at least they don't live in the cave. At least they had enough intellect to build their own houses. Y'all motherfuckers living in the cave. Y'all didn't build anything. Y'all never built a single civilization. Some white folks are gonna be like, "Oh, what are you talking about? We built the Roman Empire. We built the Greek Empire and all that." No, the Rome and Greece were already a melting pot before whites even came into rulership. So what are you talking about? If you know your history, you will know that ancient Europe was already a melting pot. There were already other races that lived there. I bet y'all didn't even know that. Dumb fucks. How do you think they were able to even have a Roman Empire? It's because other races have helped build it. Y'all didn't build it on your own. Y'all had other races build it for you. The day when y'all came into rulership, y'all had other races build it for you. That's a fact. Y'all didn't build shit by yourselves. Same thing as America. Y'all didn't build America by yourselves. Y'all used slaves. At first, y'all used Native Americans as slaves, but when it backfired, y'all turned and used the Negroes to build up your economy and everything else. Architecture too. Y'all had slaves build shit for y'all. And you Caucasians, y'all like to talk about. Oh wait, hold on. I'm going into a whole different topic. I mean, I'm just going off, man. I just want to say this one last thing. Like these Caucasians, they also like to talk about like how they invented everything when that's bullshit. Cause it's documented that the slave owners they used slaves as a way to get ideas from them. That's documented history. I can post up sources if you're interested. Just hit me up. But yeah, it's a known historical fact that slave owners they used slaves as a way to get some ideas to start patenting and all that. And plus, back in the 1700s and 1800s, they wouldn't allow slaves to get a equal opportunity to patent their inventions. The patenting system was biased towards slaves. You know, they wouldn't allow slaves to patent anything. So that's why some slaves they use their white partners as a proxy to get their inventions patented. So a lot of inventions that white people claim to invent aren't really invented by them. It was really built by slaves, most likely. So technically, y'all didn't really build anything. But I just want to get that off my chest. I'll go into more of that maybe in another video. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom and peace.